Hi guys, welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be doing a review on Memoirs of a Perfume Collector. The Memoirs of a Perfume Collector is a niche UK based brand. It's actually been around for a few years and I have waited like the longest to try them. So a couple of months ago I went to L'Essentieux in London, which is like a boutique that does niche fragrances. And Memoirs of a Perfume Collector stock their fragrances in that boutique. So they have like a partnership with them. That was the first time I tried all of the fragrances that they have in the collection. And I was so impressed that I wanted to get a discovery set as well. So I could kind of explore into them a little bit more, give you my first impressions as well, and then maybe later on do like a full review. So for me, this fragrance brand is totally niche. Like each one of their fragrances is so creative and so truly unique. And I think that's what kind of makes them stand out the most. So even if you like get this discovery set and you don't like all of the fragrances, in my opinion, they are perfect for developing your nose. And personally, I think you will at least like one of their fragrances because you'll either directly relate to it or somewhere it will kind of touch you and you'll be like, wow, what is that smell? Also, the fragrances have like some familiar notes. So if there is a particular note that you enjoy, then you may find something according to your preferences. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the samples outside of the box and then we're going to go through each one and I'm going to kind of give you like my first impressions on each scent. So first I want to point out the samples. So the samples look like this and they are a really good size actually. They are 3 ml. They look small but they are literally like full to the top. So for example, this one, it looks like I haven't used a lot and I haven't used a lot. I've only sprayed it about 2 or 3 times to kind of build up my first impressions. But it literally is like full to the top, so it might look like I haven't used these samples that much, but I have used each one at least 2 or 3 times to build up my first impressions. Also with each sample you get a little card which has the name of the fragrance and also the fragrance notes, and it also has like a little quote around the inspiration of the fragrance as well. What I've been doing is, what I've done actually is I have sprayed a little bit on each card from each sample. So like this one, as you can see, I've sprayed it in the corner over there. And I'm just gonna like smell it and then remind myself of my first impressions of this fragrance. So the first one I'm going to talk about is origins of the collector. This one is based on London in the United Kingdom. So this to me is like a mysterious coffee fragrance, a very unique representation of London. I also get like caramel, vanilla vibes and also light hints of something smoky. This to me, so I smelled this first and it was so unique, so different, and not like, I've smelled a couple of coffee fragrances before and I haven't really liked them, to be honest. I can't remember the names, but there are a few. There's one from Floral Street as well, which I'm not particularly fond of. It's called Espresso something, but anyway, this one though is so unique, and like being born and raised in London myself, when I smell this I can imagine myself grabbing my morning coffee before going to work on a Monday morning, and you know, like at the start of the week you're feeling a little bit anxious as well with all of the things that you need to do that week, and the smell of the coffee and the vanilla are kind of like easing my anxiety. So to me, the origins of the collector fragrance felt like a familiar scent, maybe again linked to like a time or memory in my life, but it does make me feel calm and as if I'm at home and in a familiar environment. So this scent is very different to my normal preferences, but I did immediately like it because I felt like I could relate to it and it just kind of like drew me in. So to me, the origins of the collector was like a mysterious coffee fragrance, a very unique representation of London, where I was getting like caramel and vanilla vibes from it as well, along with the coffee. So next we've got Meet Me Where the Sky Touches the Sea, and this one is based on the French coast, the French sea coast. I can't pronounce the actual name that it says, but you know what I mean. So this one to me feels quite fresh, aquatic, a little bit fruity as well, very clean, almost like pure water. The dry down of this is like a cold, aquatic, breezy scent without the woods or the tropics that you get in Tales of Zanzibar, but I'm going to get to that one next, so just hold on to that. But I really like how they've captured a day scent and a night scent into one fragrance, with the initial scent, so the opening scent is the day scent, and then the dry down is the evening/night scent. Like with this one, Meet Me Where the Sky Touches the Sea, and with a couple of the others as well, when you first spray it, it comes across very fresh and aquatic, a little bit fruity, and then as it dries down, it becomes a little bit breezy, as if like you're going from day to night. So I thought that was amazing and incredibly creative, and that definitely deserves recognition, to be able to like capture two scents into one fragrance. So the next we've got Tales of Zanzibar. So this one, when you first spray it in the air, it smells absolutely beautiful. So initially it feels like a tropical, fruity, sunny, fresh scent. So this is definitely like a happy holiday scent if you don't already live on a beautiful island. Again, with this one, the dry down feels like a cold, woody scent, but it still has that tropical, aquatic vibe to it. So imagine you're on an island in a 5-star hotel and you're sitting in the pool, and as the sunset comes, it gets cooler with a very light wind because you're on an island, and you get hints of like those woody notes as that breeze comes. But you can still feel the heat and the tropics that surround you because you're still very much in the summer. But it literally feels like the day is setting, and from that fun, happy feeling, you're moving towards a relaxed evening feeling. So this is another beautiful and extremely creative fragrance, I thought, where they captured like a day scent and a night scent into one fragrance. As I mentioned, the opening is very, very tropical, fruity, sunny, fresh. It literally will make you happy and feel like you're on holiday. So that is Tales of Zanzibar. The next one we have is A Night in Marrakesh. So this is one that I've heard is popular from the start. It's another incredibly mysterious fragrance from the first spray. It has like that Middle Eastern touch to it, but it also comes across a little bit soapy or musky. You get that like soapy and musky at random times actually. But mainly when I first spray this, I get like light spices, some coffee, hints of tobacco, almond as well. This is a really complex fragrance from the first spray, but what I like is that the spices aren't overpowering. They are actually so well controlled and well balanced with the other notes, and it doesn't come across like totally Middle Eastern. It's very different and very unique. When it dries down though, it turns into like a lightly sweet oud, which is also really nice. This one though lasted ages on me, by the way, and probably longer than the others as well. So that is A Night in Marrakesh. So then the next one we've got is Musk Mantra. So this one is based on Tokyo in Japan. I forgot to mention the other three as well. So A Night in Marrakesh is obviously based on Marrakesh. Tales from Zanzibar is obviously Zanzibar. And I did say Where Meet Me Where the Sky Touches the Sea was inspired from. So this one, Musk Mantra, is based on Tokyo in Japan. I'm not going to spray this one on the blotter because it's a very peculiar scent, and not one that I want to spray right now. So Musk Mantra is a heavy deer musk scent at first, and for a while actually after first sprayed. So if you're familiar with deer musk, you'll know that it has a very peculiar smell, like a very strong, sharp, animalic smell with musk added to it. So if you're not familiar with deer musk, then I highly recommend that you don't blind buy this, first of all, because there is a fat chance that you may not like it. But in terms of creativity, this is truly another unique and bold fragrance. The way it's been created is actually remarkable, and it does come across quite strong, animalic, and very, very peculiar, but the creativity is definitely on point. In terms of my preferences, this was my least liked, but that's not a negative thing because I actually find all of the fragrances in this collection super creative, and that 100% has to be recognized. But Musk Mantra is a unique fragrance that I don't really see myself wearing, maybe because it's quite strong on the deer musk. And as I said, if you're familiar with deer musk, you'll probably understand. If you're not, then maybe visit a shop where you can sample like a heavy deer musk scent, and then you'll kind of understand what I'm talking about with this fragrance. So that is Musk Mantra. So then the next one that we've got is Beyond the Pashtun Summit, which is based on, which is inspired by Khyber in Pakistan. So this to me was the most complex fragrance in the whole collection. It's slightly darker, but definitely bold as well. Initially I get like dry fruity vibes. It feels like a Middle Eastern woody scent with some spices as well. And then you also get like some leather and sandalwood after a couple of minutes. It has something in it though that reminds me of Interlude Man. It's not incense, but there is something in this which I will probably explore further as I wear it a bit more. I found this to be another mysterious fragrance though. maybe a bit darker than the others, but definitely the most complex out of the whole collection. Like when you first smell it, it's very difficult to kind of detect what you're smelling, but I was getting like dry, fruity, woody vibes from this fragrance. This one also has deer musk in the base notes, but when I had it on a blotter, and I was kind of like sampling all of them, I didn't find the deer musk to be too heavy in the dry down. So, you know, don't compare this one to Musk Mantra, for example. This is a very complex, darker, and a super mysterious fragrance. So that one is beyond the Pashtun Summit. And then the last one we've got is Lost in the Desert, which is inspired by Rub Khali in Saudi Arabia. This one initially opens with a beautiful jasmine and vanilla mix, and then seconds later the bergamot kind of kicks in. When you smell it directly, it can be a bit strong at first, but in the air it's incredible. After a couple of minutes then, the citrus of the bergamot kind of goes down, but the greenness kind of remains. And then after a couple of minutes, you also start to get hints of like myrrh and frankincense. It's incredible, this one, and literally it felt like mystical and magical, like in the middle of the Arabian desert, where, you know, miracles used to happen. It does have a slight animalic touch, but it's not too much. So this was one of my favorites, because it was my type, I'm going to say, and one that I felt I could easily wear. So out of the 7, what was or are my favorites? So I really liked Lost in the Desert, which is this one over here. As I said, it was like my type of scent profile. I feel like I could easily wear something like that. But I also feel like I've got similar fragrances in my collection, so I wouldn't go for something like that because I don't want to have like similar fragrances in my collection. So my husband and I did agree on 3 fragrances that we both liked. So our first choice is A Night in Marrakesh, which is this one over here. Then next we both agreed on Origins of the Collector. And third, we both agreed on Beyond the Pashtun Summit. So yes, we do both like darker fragrances. But before you say anything, A Night in Marrakesh is not my typical fragrance. It has a scent profile that I usually do like, but A Night in Marrakesh is definitely very different to any other fragrance that I've tried, and it's so complex as well. So those were our top 3, and I'm going to add Lost in the Desert to that as well. So we'll make it the top 4. But I might do like full reviews on these fragrances. It just depends on how much I've got left in the samples when I go to do the full reviews. Because I'm enjoying like kind of wearing these fragrances randomly as well. But there is a lot of liquid in each sample. So maybe I might do a full review. But if you have any questions in the meantime, then definitely let me know in the comments box below. Or if there's any that you want to see a full review on anytime soon, then let me know in the comments box below. I will name the fragrances in the description box as well. Otherwise, thank you for watching today's video, guys, and I'll see you guys soon.